Hello and welcome to Long Time No See, the podcast, coming to you from Gold Diggers Recording Studios in Los Angeles, California. We'll be getting to know some of your favorite comedians a little bit better, and so will they. Each week's podcast guests have no idea who the other guests will be, so without further ado, please remove your blindfolds and introduce yourselves.
Hi, Max. Eleanor. How are you? We've met one time.
You guys got your mics on the stand right there. Sorry, yeah.
Where do we meet?
Hi, Eleanor. Max.
Hi.
We met one time in November, I think it was, at Kookaburra. During the show.
Okay.
Nice, yeah. Katie's Lounge.
Yeah.
That's a cool little spot.
Yeah.
Nice, not bad.
You were talking about Philadelphia stuff.
Are you from Philly?
New York.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for you, too.
I know it's a mess right there right now. And I did wear this. I'm glad I put different pants on. I have no idea. I thought it was audio. And I was like, all right, whatever.
I was given
Jack's
zero
fault.
information.
Same.
At 10:30 this morning.
When I see Jack, I'm going to punch him in his face.
Jack didn't even tell me about this. Mark told me about this.
There you go.
And at 10:30 in the morning, he said, hey, do you want to do this podcast thing? You talk to another comic. It'll be really fun. I said, great. Is there any other information? Is it on camera? Like, what's going on? He says, just show up at this time to this place.
Okay.
It's something you should do.
Okay.
We run a really tight ship around here.
I
But thank you
like
guys
it.
both so much for being here. I'll get some random questions for you. I'll start you off with what was your most recent bomb and how did it compare to your worst bomb on stage?
God, there's been so many. That's hard. Is that for me or both?
Both.
Oh,
Yeah.
both.
Yes.
Okay. My most recent bomb, I guess it was at the Comedy Store. It happens there a lot, but it was like one night when I was feeling so good, and I think I had like a few other sets where they were going great, and then I went there and I hadn't been there in like a month,
Mhm.
and I was so excited, like yeah, I'm on at the store, blah blah, in the original room, and it was I've never been stared at like that. Walking in here blindfolded felt better than what that was. And I mean, I was like, are they from other place? And then people, I think I talked about this on another podcast, but a lot of times people try to talk to you in the parking lot. They're, hey, what's going on? After a bomb like that, and you're like, yeah, I got a thing. I got to go. I better. And then you just get in the car and you leave because you just can't be around anybody else. But it wasn't as bad as bombing in front of 2,500 people in the round at Westbury Music Fair in Long Island, New York.
When was that?
That was brutal. That was 3 months into stand-up, and Andrew Dice Clay and I are good friends, and he took me on the road with him because we had a TV show on VH1 at the time.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah, I could do it. You know, when you're new, you're cocky as all get out. So I was like, I could do this. And I wore this cute little outfit, short shorts and high boots. And, you know, I was really feeling myself, if you will. And it was weird because, like, everybody's booing you and it's in the round. So it's like not just here, it's here and here and here. So you just don't know where to go. And my sister drove up from South Philly to see me. She was so excited. And when she's sitting there, and I'm like, I'm sweating because it's going horribly. They're booing. I mean, once I said Philly, you know, New York, they're like, fuck you.
Hate
Can we
Philly.
curse?
Yeah, go for it,
Okay.
yeah.
Fuck you, fuck the Phillies, fuck the Eagle. I'm like, who cares? Eagle? What's that have to do with what we're doing right now? Like, I was so mad. And then I got like a few, because they're like, where's Dice? I'm like, he's up my ass. You want to tickle his feet?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that was the only line that even got like a slight chuckle.
Yeah.
Because I went right to the hood rat that I am and was like, oh my God.
Classic Philly.
And I remember my sister like being like, I locked eyes with her and she just threw her hands up and she looked like, you want to fight this whole fucking room? I'll start in this section, you know? That's how she looked. Like, what the fuck? Like, I drove 2.5 hours for this shit. It was so bad. And
How long were you on stage?
I would
How much
say
time?
like 6-7 minutes. And then I was sweating so bad. I had a cute little half bra and it slid down. So look, I had tumors. It was bad. And then I thought, man, if I give my sister the nod and she starts fighting in that section and I start hitting people, I mean, it's just gonna, like, the headline. That's the only thing that made me giggle was like the headline the next day would be like, 2 South Philly girls tried to fight Long Island. Like, just
You probably would have won.
it calmed me down. Yeah, it calmed me down a little bit, and then I had to call my mom, and I was crying, and my brother. She goes, "Talk to your brother. He knows better." I'm like, I don't. Thanks, lady. Thanks for helping. And then he was like, "I saw Blondie get booed," and I'm like, I gotta go.
Brutal,
That's not
man.
helping.
All
So
right.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
brutal.
I don't know if I could top that.
You can.
Recently, actually, it was, I think, a couple months ago, I got pulled for potluck at the store.
Mhm.
You get 3 minutes, you do your
Sure.
best stuff, and it went so well. It was a fantastic
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom. It came out real punchy because you're only up there for 3 minutes, so you have to get it going. And so I felt great. Went up at the Improv the next night for their bucket pull. Did the exact same routine. And from the moment I opened up my mouth, it was crickets. Like crickets.
It's so awful.
And to the point where you're just like, this now feels like slow motion. I feel like I'm up here for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And it was like quite demoralizing because, you know, I guess that's what's so funny about stand-up is that you do one show, you do the same set, it crushes,
Yeah.
and then you do the same thing 2 hours later in another room and it goes completely dead.
You're like, these are the same words.
The
Fuck
same
that.
exact words, like I didn't change a thing.
Mm,
But I guess that's the funny part about this thing, you know? That
the
was pretty
live
bad.
performance. Yeah, yeah. It's brutal. Especially like, I don't know if it was full because a lot of times like the open mics, the potlucks, things like that, they're not as full.
Yeah.
And it's mostly comics. Some of
Or
them,
just
not all
waiting
of
to
them.
go.
So
Yeah, yeah.
they're just like, are you done yet? Like, you know, or whatever. They're just staring like, is he better than me? Is she better than me?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, yeah.
what am I doing wrong?
And you know, this is a good lesson too. The first couple of jokes that I have in my routine don't really work in a male dominated audience. It works really well if there's a good mix of like couples and females in the room.
Okay.
And so that particular day, it was 100 dudes sitting in the Improv. So it just was not a recipe for success that day.
Yeah, that's what I always say working with Dice, because I continued to go on the road with him for a while, but it is like working, it's all men. So it's just, it's a sausage fest. And you're like, that when I come out, they're like, oh, is this a sacrifice? Like, is this,
Yeah.
you know? So it's always challenging to make, it is challenging to make guys laugh, whether you're a guy or a girl.
Yeah.
It don't matter, because guys are just like,
Prove it.
Yeah.
prove it, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls are a little more like, oh my God, he's handsome, or I love her shoes.
That's an interesting observation. So the
Yeah.
women are more generous. The men are just like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
Impress me. Yeah.
Do something, fucker. Like, I'm sorry. I'm having a day.
A good day?
So,
Never.
if
Not in
you guys
LA.
were famous for something other than comedy, what do you think it would be?
Oh.
I played football at Syracuse University. I'm very proud of that. When I was at school, it gave me a little bit of notoriety because I'm not a tall guy
Mm-hmm.
and I'm Jewish, and that's kind of a not a deadly combo for
What
being a football player.
position?
I returned punts.
I was gonna say that's a tough one to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to pick it. I'm usually good at picking. I was a quarterback, so
What would you have guessed?
I don't know, a kicker.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have 6 brothers, so I didn't know I was a girl for a long, long time. Still having trouble with it, but I always like if I was younger, like today in today's generation, I think I would have been like the famous girl who played in the boys' sports
Yeah.
because I was such a good quarterback. And I played padded football, and it was my favorite thing in the whole world.
Yeah.
But everybody was like, "Are you ever going to be a girl? Girls can't play past a certain point." I'm like, and it did get rougher, of course, you know, it did. But my brothers hit me just as hard. It's like,
You're ready. Yeah.
They still hit me.
Did
My
you-
brother tackled me in the snow 2 years ago, and I still have a limp.
Did you play until like when did you stop playing?
Because I got interested in boys, but I used to beg my mom for like, if I could become a boy. I didn't know it was like called a sex change or transition or anything. I was like, I don't want to be a girl. And my best friend was gay, and he wanted to be a girl. So we used to like slam into each other and try to change. Is that messed up? Like, we were like the Wonder Twins. Was that the? It was like an old cartoon from the 80s. Remember that? They would like Wonder Twins activate or something. So we thought if we ran into each other, we could
Switch bodies.
We were the first gender fluid kids.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But he's transitioning now.
Oh, okay.
He waited long. He waited for
Yeah.
his parents to. It's weird, but I'm like, damn, he's getting to do it.
Does
But
this
I don't know
inspire
if I
you?
would do it because the whole transition, because I'm lazy. Then I'd just be a trans girl who likes guys. Like,
Yeah.
just because it's easier to get dick this way.
Is it?
I'm sorry. I mean, maybe not. Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe
Hard
the
to say.
guys, yeah. Guys
You
are-
definitely would be niche. Like you would be like one of just a few. Like it would be a lot easier for you to stand out.
But it would be easier if I was a guy. My mother still hates that I say this. She hates it.
Really?
Well, because she had, I wanted 10. There's 10 of us, but and she had 4 boys in a row, and she just wanted a little girl. And then I came out, and I'm like, "What's up, bitches?" You know. And she was like, "Oh God, like what happened?" Like, well, I didn't cook long enough. It didn't pop out. So she hates it. But I would rather be that.
Nice.
I don't know what. I'd probably be famous for nothing. That's what would happen.
Probably just one
Just
joke,
like
yeah.
my regular career.
For a transitioning quarterback.
Yeah. If you guys were headlining a comedy tour with historical figures, who would you put on your lineup?
Historical figures.
Jim Carrey. Wait, comedians or non-comedians?
It can be anyone. Yeah.
Oh, like even if they're not a comedian.
Abraham Lincoln, whatever. Yeah, we've had quite the plethora of answers. We got Denzel Washington, Adolf Hitler, Amelia Earhart. You know,
If you could
been a
find
whole
her.
gambit. Yeah, if you can find
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the first comedian that popped into my head was Jim Carrey.
Uh-huh.
First non-comedian that popped into my head, Eli Manning.
Okay.
There you go.
Quite a historical figure.
Not the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
Manning, but all right.
He's my Manning though.
My Manning. That sounds so gay.
He's my
I mean, I'll let
Manning.
you have it, but it's funny.
You know?
He's my Manning. No, I do watch Monday Night Football with them.
He's the
I love them. Do you watch what
The
they
two of them
host
together,
it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's great. So Eli, okay. You think he'd be funny?
Yes, he's so silly. But do they have like Adolf Hitler's? Well, he might be funny.
Oh, Adolf's probably hilarious.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
Is this with the context of like, let's hope that they're funny, or just people you'd want on your tour?
It's your show. It's Max Meisel and friends, or Eleanor Kerrigan and friends.
Other historical. I feel like I need to get a little bit deeper here than Eli Manning here. I would be interested in having, like, I want to say like a historical artist, like a Jimi Hendrix or somebody like that. Like, I'd love to see what he's doing on a comedy tour. You know?
Mm-hmm.
How many do we have to pick?
Yeah, as many as you want. Yeah,
Oh.
that'd be an interesting green room.
All
I
right,
was gonna say.
Jimi Hendrix is that's a great room. All right,
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix is the opener.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look
Okay.
at him giving
There
the
you go.
lineup
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I'll host the show. I
Okay,
want to host the
okay.
show.
Yeah.
Okay. I think Jimmy comes in first, gets everyone moving with some guitar. Okay. And then Eli Manning comes in. He's kind of deadpan, right? It's a new energy completely. And then just Jim Carrey closes it and just like rips the fucking roof off.
There you go.
There's nothing worse than following music.
Is that true?
Facts.
I feel like Eli
That's why
Manning could do
comics
it.
always open for musicians. It's very rare that the musicians open for the comics. Like a especially like a Hendrix.
All right, so I should nix this whole.
No, I like
think
it.
it's a great tour.
I think
I
it's
don't
a
know.
great idea. It's a beautiful. I saw it happening. I like it. I think Eli bombs. I'm saying that out loud. And then, Jim, he hasn't been on in a while. So you're taking him in his prime. So he could be silly enough to get them to forget. I could see that. I like
All right,
it.
we're getting very technical about just
I'm
like
so
how good this show
sorry.
is going to be. Like I'm
Yeah,
just
what era
naming
Jim
names.
Carrey?
All right, give me your.
I don't
your
have.
name.
That's what I was saying. Like I would be more fucked up. I would like to see a Hitler too.
Yeah.
This is weird. Like my mom goes, "Remember when you loved Hitler?" I'm like, "What?"
When?
But it wasn't that I loved. It was just. First of all, I was a terrible student. I just wasn't interested in school. But I went to just appease her. But I was horrible. And then in high school, a teacher got me interested in history, and it just so happened to be about Hitler. And so I was like, wait, like all of a sudden this guy took over 5 countries. Like all of a sudden I knew shit. And my mom was like, why do you love Hitler? Like, that's what you're coming home with? So I think he would be funny. I'm picking Hitler.
Personalities there.
Is he hope? Is he
Yeah, but
opening
then
the
I
show?
want Rickles.
Yeah.
I want Rickles. And I want him to go after
And he
Hitler.
can do Hitler. Yeah.
He goes at Hitler opens. And if they throw shit at him, they throw shit at him, right? And then Rickles comes out for pure redemption.
Okay.
And then I'd have to pick Pryor because
Okay.
I got to see him, but he was not well when he was performing at the Comedy Store. But I would love to see him just fucking close a show and rip on both of them.
Hitler's doing what? 10, 15?
Hitler's doing 10. I'm opening.
You're opening,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm the tap dancer trying to make everything nice.
Okay.
It's not going to go well. And then Hitler's coming out, and then Rickles. Hitler comes out. He does his Elon Musk or whatever, and
Yeah, that's what he calls it. Elon.
he calls it the Elon. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so awful. They're saying it's a Roman thing. Whatever. I can't.
Yeah, it's definitely a
I
Roman
don't
thing.
know.
That's what he was thinking.
Roman soldiers, count off.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I love. And then yeah, I'd have Pryor at the end to roast both of them.
Nice. Both. I mean, I'd go to
Great
both.
shows.
Those, go to both.
Yeah,
those
both
shows.
of these
Yeah.
shows are
Pretty good shows,
good.
guys.
Yeah. You got better music though.
That's
I didn't
okay,
pick
yeah.
music.
All right.
I hate music.
You
I mean,
hate
I love
music?
I love music, but I hate following it.
Oh, music.
Okay, you hate
I've
following
heard the same
music.
thing about musicians. Have you ever gone after a musician? Or not? Sorry, not musician. Magician.
Oh, magician.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would. Yeah, I guess it is because it's. Yeah, I don't know. I've never done that, but
Yeah.
a music, it's just they get so excited. It's so hard to come,
Mm,
and then they're like, "Ugh, we were just having fun."
now you come up.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Do you sing? Like there,
Yeah.
I always have the worst, not the worst experience, but not the best. You know,
Yeah.
it takes a lot.
Not
That's all.
ideal. Yeah.
No. I hope to do a show with you one day where there's literally music and magic. And then you and me.
Maybe that'll be our show.
Yeah.
The music and magic show.
We're gonna
with
start a
Max and
tour.
Eleanor.
Yeah.
What do you think? The magician first, then the music, or the music, one of us, the magician, one of
Yeah,
us.
There you go.
I think the magician goes first.
Okay.
Get people dazzled with some magic.
There is nothing creepier than a magician. I'll say that.
Yeah, but magicians fucking get down.
Freak me
Magicians are
out.
creepy and freaky.
Yeah.
I went to a house party where there was a magician there. This
Did
guy
you
fucked like
leave?
3 people in the bathroom.
Of course he did.
Like these
And then
guys
he
like,
disappeared.
know what to do.
Yeah.
He literally disappeared. He knows exactly what these guys are doing. They go up to people, they do these little tricks. They're like seducing you
Yes.
as
it's
they're
all
doing
trickery.
a trick. This guy escaped to the bathroom 3 different times. And this is like a 20-person house party. I'm not talking like 100
Yeah.
people here.
He's
okay?
doing coke.
I think he was fucking.
I like it.
I'll introduce you guys.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Not using a scale from 1 to 10. How attractive are you?
Oh God.
To each other?
No, for
Oh, I
yourself.
like this.
Oh. To her.
I'm
How-
not even on the
Or, yeah,
scale.
how attractive are you? Unlike, not using scale 1 to 10. Because somebody said I'm like apple pie, or I'm like pumpkin pie, because
Oh.
twice a year you're like, okay, this is good.
Oh,
But
so you're
the rest
using
of the
like a
time, you're
word.
like, what is this doing here? Yeah.
To describe our attractiveness.
Yeah.
I'm more like a lemon meringue. I'm a mess. It's all gooey and kind of fluffy.
There you go.
I'm thinking desserts right now.
Me too.
But I want to think outside the box a little bit. Okay. I'm thinking food still. All right. My attractiveness is a good fall day in New York. Not overwhelming. Listen, there's a reason behind this.
Okay, I like it.
Well, what's with the?
Well, because it's almost as bad as the Eli Manning one.
I'm thinking of my New York roots right now, and I'm thinking of weather, and a fall day in New York.
What part of New York?
We're in the city right now.
Okay.
Okay, fall in the city is fantastic.
Unbelievable. One
Okay.
of my favorite places in the world.
It's not too overwhelming.
Right.
It's just right,
Right.
and you're not annoyed by it. That's how I feel. You're not annoyed by me. Just not too much, not too little, just right.
Okay.
That's how. Listen, I'm thinking about this right now. Like,
Very upsetting to you.
I feel like I'm getting these, like, I don't know.
Looks,
What's your
jabs.
fucking answer?
I'm angry. I said lemon meringue pie. I'm a problem.
Um,
I mean, I'm like, I don't. think of myself. I guess I don't like myself too much, so I don't know.
sorry
Lemon
to hear
meringue.
that.
I'll say lemon meringue that got hit with an apple pie. 'Cause I'm just regular with a little
But that sounds doable.
little tang.
Yeah, a little zest.
That sounds not bad.
Zest. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. Those are
Thanks,
both-
guys.
those-
I
hey,
appreciate this.
Those are both good. Eh?
Nice follows.
Just gonna go run in traffic.
Do you guys have any useless talents?
No, all my talents are amazing.
Useful, yeah.
Really?
I don't know.
Other than
Useless
stand-up, I
talents?
guess,
Like
yeah.
like this does me absolutely no good.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah, that's what useless means.
I like this.
I got some real
Wow.
snark up here today. I gotta tell you guys. Okay,
I
next
started
to me the
it. I
camera guy,
apologize.
next to me the sound guy. I'm getting it from everywhere today. Useless talent that does me absolutely no good right now in my adult life.
Can't think of it.
I'm a really fast runner.
hmm
I could see that.
There's no need for it.
Yeah.
When
But,
Unless
was the
I
last
play-
time you sprinted?
I was in a softball league this summer.
hmm
You've never seen a worse group of softball players
Oh yes, I have.
in your no. I'm talking. You would have thought these guys were using their opposite hand to throw. I'm talking bad.
Yeah.
Like high pops, 50-50. Not even knowing how to run the base. Like this was bad.
Mm.
But it was fun because I like to play sports and I got to sprint. So that was the last time I sprinted.
There you go.
That was the only time it was useful.
You were running. They weren't going to catch you. They couldn't throw the
Yeah,
ball to get you.
No,
Get a
I'm
jog,
talking
yeah.
about my team was shitty.
Yeah.
Like my
That's
team was
your team was shitty. Yeah, yeah,
as
yeah.
bad as it gets.
Yeah, I was on a Comedy Store softball team. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
Sounds like fun though.
I mean, we had like Bretton Biddlecombe. I don't know if you guys know Bretton,
Yeah,
but Bretton's an excellent athlete, like really good. And then this other guy, Richie Taylor, who was the manager of the store for a long time, he's also an excellent athlete. So they would get infuriated with all of us because none of us were taking it serious.
Yeah.
So we were like intentionally missing, like we were really making it comedy versus,
Well, that's not cool.
yeah. Oh, I've never seen Bretton get that mad. It was good.
What were they expecting from a group of comics? I mean,
Idiots,
Yeah.
pure idiots. And Richie too. Richie was madder, I guess, than Brett. Whatever. It was fun though. And then I had some moments, but I stink now because I let it go. I'm not a little bit you get back, but like when you don't play, I feel like I'm not good.
You need to join a lesbian team.
Yeah. Then I would need the competition and then to keep doing it.
Our softball team lost to a group of. Our team was like a guys' league, but there was a group of like former college softball players, and they were so good. These girls kicked the shit out of us,
yeah.
and we were
Yeah.
really pissed. But these girls were really good.
In Philly, they play barehanded softball.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
They're not. It's none of my business. I just watch.
With glove? No
Barehanded,
gloves?
yeah.
No glove.
How does the first baseman take a throw?
They just
This-
catch it with
yeah.
their big fat hands, and they throw that dumb big ball because to them they use a softball. So
But it's still hard.
I'm with you. I've seen you have to see it to believe it. It's on
So-
concrete too.
What?
It's a different neighborhood.
All lesbians?
No, it's all guys.
Oh, it's all guys. This is
It's all
insane.
gangsters.
I actually, when I moved to LA a couple years ago, I joined this baseball league that played according to the rules of baseball in the 1880s. And we had to wear the uniforms, we had to have the gloves,
You were
and there were all these different rule changes. And it was so hard to play because you're wearing these like oven mitts.
You played old timey baseball.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Speaking of useless.
yeah, yeah. Why didn't you start with that?
Yeah, I know the rules of old time baseball from 1886, guys. That's a useless talent.
Wow,
Yeah, that's interesting.
What's your useless talent?
How much
I
for the
don't-
outfits? I mean, this is.
Oh, we had to get like a $200. There was like a group that like made these outfits. They were like these big baggy burlap sacks, and we had to get gloves, special gloves, no helmets. It was all these rule changes. It was really insane.
You still have it? The
Oh
stuff?
yeah, I just played 2 summers ago.
That's
The
so
Redondo
funny.
Beach War Frats. That was the name of our
Nice.
team.
Was it like the mitt? Like I feel like your fingers actually were in
feathers
it.
in
Like
there,
not.
yeah.
Yes.
Like they could move.
It was as big as your hand, essentially.
Uh-huh.
Okay, regular baseball,
Yeah.
and it was really hard, like taking a throw
I
because there's
can't
not a lot of
imagine.
padding.
Yeah. There's nothing.
No webbing. It was hard to catch a high pop, and you'd make a lot of errors.
Wow.
And I pitch. You could pitch regular baseball, but
these guys had day jobs too, so it was,
uh,
it was different. And when they played back then,
Yes,
they didn't make
definitely,
money. Yeah.
yes, they
My
had to have jobs.
My first ex-fiance, his uncle was Ralph Branca. The
Ralph
shot
Branco was an
heard around the
all-time
world.
Baseball player, yeah.
Hmm Him and Bobby Thompson. He played for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Brooklyn.
Wait, what year was this?
Shot
You were
heard around
engaged
the
to this
world.
guy?
I wasn't engaged to Ralph. I was engaged to his nephew.
Oh. That would have been like
What do you
1922.
think? I have a historical dating app. I bring them back. Actually, Ralph was still alive. Him and Bobby Thompson were signing autographs.
Wow, this
at
is
old
pretty
school
sick.
baseball. This was like in the 90s, but they both passed away since. But they were older then, and I went to one of those baseball signings with Bobby Thompson and Ralph Branca, and we met Hank Aaron, and I
Wow.
got his autograph. That
That's
was a
pretty
big
cool.
deal.
1951 was the shot
Thank
around
you.
the world.
Yeah.
And who was what was the game? Who was playing?
The Giants and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Brooklyn
That was
Dodgers.
the Brooklyn Dodgers at the time, yeah.
Wow. My dad was a Brooklyn Dodgers fan. He grew up in
Sure.
Canarsie. I'm sure he knows all about that. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Any useless skills, or we can just move on to the next one?
That I know Ralph Brank. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. New, I should say. Useless skill. No, I can recite a lot of movie lines, which is stupid.
No, that's useful.
Is it?
That's so much fun at a party when someone's like quoting a movie.
Oh, okay. Because like me and my brothers will be like, they'll just say one random, like not even. You're like, no way.
And then
And
you can
my
just
mother's
go.
like, you know the movie, and it's just like she goes, you guys, if you knew your homework like this, you could have been something. We're still in this row home. What are we doing?
That was my mom was the exact same way. She's like, if you just could remember something
Yeah,
useful instead
exactly.
of movie lines. Yeah. Do you guys think that people are born funny, or is it a learned skill? Is it a nature versus nurture thing, or is it both?
I think you're born. You're born with something.
Mm.
But I don't believe that. I don't think it can be taught. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good question. I think that you definitely have to have like some innate
Something.
sense of humor. And then hopefully if you're in a funny environment growing up, I think that can be really nurtured. If you're in a funny household, it encourages you to develop that muscle. I think there's a really good combination.
Yeah, because
you know?
there's comics that like don't think they're funny. I'm sorry, they don't realize how funny they are, or people I should say, that then get into stand up and I'm like, just tell that story, and they're like, but it's not funny. I'm like, you don't realize how funny you are, and so it's just a dry kind of. Some people have that, and then they have to learn how to like navigate on stage
how to
a
be on
little bit.
stage. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that would be like, but it's already ridiculous how funny they are. I have two friends like that, and I'm like, oh my god, you're so fucking funny. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
But that maybe you have to learn it. Like you don't
like
realize
the
you're
craft
funny.
of being funny
Yeah.
obviously is a learned skill, but people who are like genuinely funny or not,
Mhm.
like yeah, there's clearly something about them that's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, my friends are way funnier than me. I would my
Really?
family. I would kill to be even close to us. I call my friend almost every day just to get material because he's 1,000 times funnier than me. But he would never go on stage and do it.
So even in your non-comedy friends, you don't think you're the funniest person?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Especially in South Philadelphia.
Interesting.
You lose every time.
Every time.
I just know how to take what they're saying and put it on stage.
Yeah.
Or work it into a bit of sorts, if you will.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, they're crazy. Some of them are felons and wild, but
And they're just crazy storytellers.
unbelievable. You're like, that's not true. I'm like, well, actually, I was there. But or they just the way they say things. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just because they're not trying.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have any friends that were just naturally funny that never got into stand up?
Yes. I
Yeah.
mean, like my friends are like not my friends from growing up are like not comedy
Same.
people at all.
Yeah.
And they have varying degrees of funniness in terms of just like they're just funny looking people who know how to tell like an animated story
Mm-hmm.
or a funny things happen to them
Mm-hmm.
and it just seemingly always is happening to them. You know, like
Yeah.
that their lifestyle is funny.
Mhm.
You
You're
know?
like my closest friend unfortunately with these fires, she has 2 kids and she was telling them that and this might get us in trouble, so you'll beep it, but she was telling them, she goes, you have to calm down. They're putting the retards on the fire now. And I'm like, what did you just say? And she said it again. And then her son was like, why are they putting retards on the fire? He's 8. And I was like, what? That's how she heard retardant.
Yeah.
This to me, that's
Yeah, yeah,
hilarious. You know
yeah.
what I mean? But she's like,
She
just
doesn't even know that's funny.
yeah,
It's just-
she's her kids are probably gonna get expelled this week. So
yeah.
They need to make a new
Working
word
out.
for that, I think.
no, it's great. Keep it retarded. I love it.
Retard.
Trump's in office. We're allowed to say
Yeah,
it. I think
fact.
I think he
Anything
put
goes
it
now,
as a
right?
law, right?
You have to say it now.
Yeah.
Executive order.
Great.
Or
All
you
right.
get arrested. You get kicked out of the country
If you don't say an offensive
Yeah.
word. I like this. Let's work that into our shows.
If you were a ghost and you could haunt one specific location, where would it be, and how would you mess with people? Or you can choose one celebrity to haunt, and who would you choose?
You just haunt somebody that has the career you want. No, that would be so mean.
Just like live in their house.
Yeah. You stink, bitch.
But you're saying you also want this place to be fucked with.
I mean,
Person
you
or
can hang
place.
out there, like you can mess with your friends or you can mess with your enemies. Like some people take it one direction or the other.
I would haunt the Comedy Store because I know it's already haunted, but I have beef with those ghosts, so I have to fight with them.
There you go. Yeah.
And then we can fuck with the comics just like
Yeah.
they fuck with us. Because I mean, I was a waitress there for a long time,
Mhm.
and they really used to do some wild shit. And I know they're there, but I want to know who they are and why they do it.
The ghost
And then
one,
I'll
you gotta
help
hear the
them.
story. Yeah.
But I want to know what happened.
Like, can you give an example of this?
Well, as a waitress, there was one of my favorite comics in the whole wide world is a guy you probably don't even know, but his name's Steve Pearl, and Robin Williams used to steal from him, like used to take all his material because this guy is brilliant. He's still working in Vegas today, but he didn't like quite make it. But then Robin Williams like paid him and got him a radio show, so they're good friends. They came up together in San Fran.
Yeah.
But this guy was absolutely brilliant. He used to do this bit, Roman soldiers count off. That's what it made me think of when they were saying Elon Musk was doing that.
Yeah,
Roman soldiers, I. It was just so
Yeah.
stupid, right? But he was like silly. It was all like Robin Williams things. And
Yeah.
Robin would, of course, take him to the next level.
Yeah.
But Steve Pearl did them the best. And one night he was on stage in the main room. It was packed. And I was in the center of the main room putting drinks out. And he was on stage and he was doing this bit about Sam Kinison. He was fucking with Kinison. And then he was talking about how Kinison would fuck with the ghost at the Comedy Store because he was a preacher and he felt them. And then this other guy, Carl LeBeau, would like sing and get them to come. So he was doing like all these crazy Kinison things to get the ghost to come out, and the fucking lights went out. And the music was off, like there was no music on, but like it was just off. And so it was like a good full like minute and a half, and everybody's freaking out. And I got a full tray of drinks. So
Yeah.
I'm looking around. I'm like, what? I'm looking at the light booth. Nobody's in the light booth. I'm like, fuck. And I see the light guy, Phil, running to the light booth, and there's nobody near the lights. And when he got to the back door, the lights all went on, and the fucking music was playing at full, like insane
Yeah.
volume, and none of the lights went out anywhere else in the building.
Oh, weird.
And you're not like just by a light switch. There's no like one switch. It's upstairs or there's some downstairs, but you wouldn't be able to do spots and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it all came on.
Did you
and
spill any drinks?
No, it's just we were all like
Nice.
we were all just in shock.
Insane. Wow.
There was no. We went to the across the like next door because there's a hotel. Did you have a blackout? Did you nothing? Nobody had anything. It was so they fuck with people. They do. So
Yeah. Especially if you're doing a Guinness. Yeah, I guess don't do Guinness.
and I
drinks,
guess he used to really do some wild shit.
Yeah.
I never got to meet him, but
Oh, okay.
he did do some wild shit. Yeah, he died 92, so I missed him. But I hear a lot of stories. But Steve Pearl's the best.
I think I would haunt my high school and just
There you go.
prank everybody the entire time. I was thinking about my high school
Gen Z
recently.
kids, you really
Huh?
fuck them up.
You could really
Yeah.
mess with them. Yeah.
It would be more like to mess with the teachers and the principals. I was actually randomly just thinking about this the other day. I was like, man,
Is it a
like-
public school?
it's public school in Connecticut, hoity-toity Connecticut, and I just remember thinking that these like teachers were so uptight all the time. And we used to play a lot of pranks in high school, actually. It was like a pretty fun school to fuck around. But I would haunt these teachers and these principals, and I would really make their lives a little bit, I don't know, I'd want to fuck it up over there a little bit. That sounds like fun.
Just mess with them.
Yeah.
What's the worst gift you've ever received?
I mean, my dad has a useless skill, and you know those crane machines,
Yeah.
like that. I have a whole box filled with gifts from the fucking crane machine. If anybody wants them,
Yeah.
I
Still
keep
have
them
'em?
because
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But he would literally put postage on them and send them to me. Like
Yeah.
there's bracelets in there, there's necklaces, and I'm like,
That's
does he
kinda
think
good.
I'm a doll or a toddler? I mean, he left when I was 7, so maybe he
Yeah.
still thinks I'm 7. I
Yeah.
don't know.
He's
But I
got
kept
10
them
kids.
all.
That's kind of useless or useful if you've got 10 kids know how to do the claw machine.
Facts.
Yeah.
But he left us, so
Yeah.
he didn't learn that till after.
Until after. Yeah. Later on. Yeah. That's where he went to.
But I don't know if he always just had that skill. I mean, he's a Marine. Maybe he just had that like precise whatever. I don't know. But he can still do it, and he's 89. Hilarious. We were gonna buy him one just to keep in the house as a goof,
Yeah.
and put all those gifts back in it.
Yeah.
But we all
You
have
already
them.
have the gifts
Yeah.
already. Yeah.
I can't think of a really bad gift. I mean, like, as a joke, I've been given some pretty shitty gifts.
Mhm.
We've given some bad gifts to people.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. There's a friend of mine from high school
Mm.
who, one person in our group of friends for the last 15 years has been sending him, no one's owned up to this, has been sending our one friend a pair of Crocs over
Every
the
year?
course of 15. I mean, it'll happen
great.
sometimes 5 times in a 2-month period. So over the course of 15 years, one of our friends of 6 of us from growing up has been getting Crocs from one of us in the group, but no one's fessed up to it.
Yeah. Nobody's.
Where do you get these Crocs?
That's the thing. Because this
He
one
does
person,
it. It's
I
him.
was, I'm not the Crocs
Yeah.
prankster.
Your friend,
No,
he's
no,
in.
no, no.
That's him.
I'm not the Crocs
It's
prankster.
out.
I'll tell you why. I'm not the Crocs prankster. So one of our buddies like owned a bar in New York, and like one time a pair of Crocs was mailed to him
Mhm.
randomly, no return address, and then it happened again and again and again. And our friend Eli was like, "Guys, like, what's going on with these Crocs?" And no one in our group of friends was owning up to it, and then it kept happening more and more and more. And then it became like a witch hunt amongst the 6 of us, well 5 because one of them was getting it.
Uh-huh.
Like, who was the Crocs prankster?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we all kind of knew who it was. It's not me. It definitely wasn't me. Okay, I'm telling you why.
Okay.
You got a lie
Yeah.
detector?
So again, we were like looking at our friends'
Bring it up.
computers when we were going to our houses. And then 2 years ago, I was like, all right, I'm gonna prank the Crocs prankster because now I'm gonna send a pair. Okay. And not only will I
Here it
reignite
comes.
the Crocs pranking, but I will also let the Crocs prankster know that someone else is now doing it too.
Yeah.
But I botched the operation.
You-
I had a return address that was like in Santa Monica, and it was like obviously
I was
me.
gonna
Like
say,
I
yeah,
botched the
yeah.
whole thing.
You
I botched the whole
messed up
operation.
because as a kid, I had a crush on this guy, and I was obsessed with the. He passed away, but whatever. It's none of my business. I sent him a poem that somebody like wrote. I was like, oh my god, this is so us. This is so up. Meanwhile, there is no us. And I wrote it, and I put it in an envelope, and I, put like a secret admirer, and it was posted. I didn't know he had a different zip code because he was on the other side of Broad Street,
yeah.
like in South Philly, where and I just thought we were all the same. Again, I didn't pay attention in school. And I sent it, and he was like, well, somebody on the other side of Broad Street. And I was just like, oh my God, there's only 2 of us that live on the other side that hang with
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys,
yeah.
So for years, either he knew or he never said, but
Yeah.
it was so
It was a
embarrassing.
secret admirer thing, though. You
Yeah,
could put your name on
but
it.
I sent it like an asshole, and I forgot about the return address thing.
So.
That does remind me of a really shitty gift that I've been given. My cousin one time sent me the same birthday present, 2 birthdays in a row. That's bad.
Yeah.
What was
What
the gift
it?
though?
Yeah, it depends.
It was this big map, and you unfurl this big map, and you can like with a quarter, like the way you would scratch out a lottery ticket, you
Yeah.
can etch out the countries that you've been to.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a fun little thing, but like I'm not gonna present it.
Yeah.
And it was this gigantic, like there's no way I was gonna put this up in my house.
Yeah.
But you take a quarter, you went to Mexico, you fucking go like this,
Yeah.
and he sent me the exact same thing the next
Again,
year.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like it's like so
For the
thoughtless.
places
Just a
you've been to
thoughtless
twice.
friend.
Just
yeah.
so ridiculous. My cousin, and even
Oh,
worse.
cousin, yeah.
That's funny. What's the dumbest thing someone has said to you after a show?
That was great. Ooh.
Are you sure you're straight? That was what I was told one time.
That's just me.
I
Yeah.
said, thank you.
That's just, people have been mean. Like one time I was hosting all night, the potluck. You're talking about 3 minutes. So you got to go up every 3 minutes, bring up a new comic. It's the worst job in the world, but it's a good whatever. And this she was either I think she was British. She could have been Australian. They have better sense of humor. And she was like, a little context would have been better. And I was like, you fucking bitch, I'll fight you right now. But I was like, are you kidding me? I'm bringing up homeless guys. I brought up 4 homeless people, and you were fine with that? Like, I'm trying,
Yeah.
And she just, I guess she didn't like my banter. She thought it should be more material. But
Who was she?
I have no idea.
Just a random person.
Yeah, just some crazy lady that was pissed, that had a British accent. They think they're better, and they're not. But the dumbest, I guess, I would have done that joke this way.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, now you want to say it? You saw what happened up there? You're good with giving me the critique
Yeah.
right now? That's dumb. Don't do that to comics. Let
They
us
don't need your help.
let us breathe it through. Let us figure it out, and then we'll come.
Do you get
say
that
something.
from other comics, or do you get that from just normal?
Oh no,
like,
these are
people?
sometimes these are just
audience?
regulars.
Yeah,
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 like
yeah.
they're like, last time you did that joke, or
Yeah.
what you should have said. I hate that.
You should have
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have said this.
Yeah.
Would you have? How you gonna do that with a knife in your throat? Sorry,
Is there a
I have
common,
anger issues.
is there a common thread with all of your exes?
Well, they don't all have famous uncles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say there's a common thread. They all stink. They all
Like literally
It's
smell it.
trash.
no. There's no, one
Philly.
wears too much cologne. He still does. It's annoying. But
Is he like some Philly Guido?
no, he's a Brooklyn idiot, is what I like to call him.
Mm.
But he does. He's like a OCD.
Mhm.
So when he sprays, he has to do it 21 times.
Oh.
And I'm like,
No.
you got to stop. Like,
Yeah.
at least go this way, and
Yeah.
it's all over. Like, if I fall and I smell your sneaker, it's on there. Like,
Yeah.
right?
21
That's
is-
crazy. That's. Do you have that kind of OCD? Like, how many times if you do cologne, you go tss, tss,
I'm not a cologne guy.
same.
Yeah.
I'm not
But
a
if
perfume
I were,
person.
like when I was a teenager, I remember like I would spray it and walk through it. And that
There you
was
go.
it for me.
But he does that at the end.
Is he Italian?
Jewish and Italian.
I don't know Jewish
The
guys that wear
last two
cologne
were
like that.
Jewish and Italian.
Jewish and Italian.
Yeah, the first one was just Jewish. The fiancés.
Mhm.
Boyfriends.
Fiancés.
I have a few.
Oh boy.
It's a problem. I'm not a closer.
So,
A lot of fiancés. Yeah.
so
That's
all
the thread.
three of them,
I tag out quick.
really? Okay,
I'm
but they all
bad.
wear cologne. A lot of them.
No, just the one is really bad with it. But we're still good friends. So,
That's important.
yeah. So, but I tease him about it. Now his girlfriend teases him about it.
Is it that he's OCD?
I-
Or that he just really wants to
100%.
smell good?
No, he's OCD. Like, it's
He has to do
definitely.
it 21 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is he
It's-
OCD about other things?
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Sucks.
It's crazy.
Ugh.
Yeah, but they all pretty much have the same kind of narcissist. That's the word.
He date only exclusively
yeah.
narcissists.
If you're a narcissist, give me a call.
Yeah.
What are you doing later?
Max, what about you? Your exes have a thread, or?
Yeah. I'm really lucky. I've had 3 in my adult life, 3 girlfriends who were absolute wonderful people. They all were like the exact same height, the exact same body type, and the exact same personality type.
Mhm.
In that they were kind
I
of
thought
like
you meant as you. Okay, as each other.
each of them
Shit. Sorry about that.
were the same kind of height.
I was picturing you with like a ponytail for some. I apologize. I don't know.
Wait, what?
'Cause
I
the
don't
way you
know.
said they were the same height, and I thought you meant as you, and I was like, that's a weird thing. And then I went, oh, each other.
Each of
Got
them
it. Yes.
were the same height.
Got it.
Each of them were the same body type.
Yes. Now I see it.
And
Yeah,
each
yeah.
of them had the same personality type.
Okay.
In that they were like more type B personalities. They were more like, like I'm fine with what you want to do. They were a little bit more on the chill side. So very
Mhm.
much opposite of me. And they were all a little bit taller than me, and they were all very thin. So
There's the thread, yeah.
that was
Mine
the
also have they all have bigger cocks than me too. So it's
Than you.
yeah,
Probably me too.
that's tough. Yeah.
If you could meet your 13-year-old self, but you could only tell them 3 words, what would you say and why?
You should transition.
Would she get it? Yeah. It's transition to things. She's like, transition to what? Yeah.
Mine would be,
She would know what I meant.
Yeah, yeah.
but then would she follow through?
Maybe not. We're very lazy.
A lot of ideas, not a lot of execution.
100%.
I think I would tell my 13-year-old self, be patient, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. It's a helpful one.
Be
Why would you
patient.
say that?
I think like growing up, you go to like high school and college, and you have all these like grand plans of how your life is going to play out, and it just doesn't at the pace that you want it to go or think it's going to go. And so when I think about my 20s and even like my early 30s, I think about being in this like very weird frame of mind, pursuing this career, thinking like, oh, like I should be here at this point,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm supposed to have this accomplished at this
Right.
point in my life. And I just like, don't know if that did me any justice. And I'm only now shaking that sense of thought because I just know that it's not useful. Like, what's the point in thinking those things?
Yeah.
I think it's natural to, but I think it might have gotten me. I think it might have been in the way of me progressing
Mm-hmm.
because I kept ruminating on those thoughts.
Yeah.
You
If
know?
if my 13-year-old self transitioned, I'd be a much further along comic.
Do you think so?
Have a
Sure.
Netflix special, yeah.
Especially now.
Yeah.
It's a big thing. Maybe if I transitioned now, it could help.
What would your name be now?
Oh, it might. We've gone through this a million times. So even as a kid, I had a terrible nickname, and it could work as a guy's name anyway. It was Iggy.
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 I don't even know who started it or
Right,
where
yeah,
it came from, but there's only like 3 people that still be like, yo, Ig. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Don't say that.
Iggy.
That's my dead
Your
name.
brothers? Or? Yeah, yeah.
No, not my brothers, because they called me all kinds of things, never by my real name, but not like a nickname. But yeah, like what does he call me? Ernie? We came up with Ernie,
Ernie's
Eddie.
not a good-
We came up with Eddie, Ernie. It was like we just stayed in the E's
Yeah.
because
That's
No one's fucking an Ernie.
Well,
you know?
because
post
it-
op or not, you know.
because I still joke about it, like that I, like, you know, because I truly, it's so hard to be, it's awful being a girl. And I mean, like, just the upkeep.
Yeah.
And I'm lazy. Like, I have that mentality. So it's like my friends are like, you can get a pedicure? I'm like, I haven't got a pedicure in like 8 years. They're like, what? I'm like, I just don't have that thing. Like, I'm just not that girly, I guess. So they still call me Butch or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But I try. I sometimes I brush my hair sometimes.
I can see.
Yeah.
Iggy
No,
and
today
Ernie.
it's dirty.
Yeah.
Don't look
Oh.
at it. I didn't know I didn't know what I was coming into. I was doing a million things and I'm like, I'm gonna be late. Oh shit.
What is one thing people wouldn't believe was true about you guys?
That I have a penis. Oh, shit.
For me, that I played college football. I don't
Yeah.
present as such. I'm a little shorter than your average guy.
Uh-huh.
How tall
Uh,
are you?
I'm 5'4".
Division 1.
Syracuse University.
I know, sir.
Biggies at
My
the
best
time.
friend went there.
Yeah.
She's older than you, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's mine.
She loved
For
it.
sure.
She sold coke on the
On Marshall Street. How'd she do?
Maybe Max does know her.
No, listen, I didn't do any of that stuff when I was at
She
Syracuse.
said Marshall Street. I'm like, I'm not getting involved, cuz.
I was a good old
I
boy
hear you.
in college. Oh yeah.
Don't say that. But yes, a good
Why?
boy. A good old boy has a different.
I was a good boy.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was a good boy.
Just
I
a
didn't do any
good old
partying.
boy.
I didn't do anything. College years were the straight and narrow years for me.
Oh, okay. Only went for a semester, so.
College?
Yeah.
What school?
Temple.
Temple. I'm
Temple
proud of
University.
Philadelphia.
I wouldn't say that, but Bill Cosby went there.
Did he?
So that's working out.
Nice,
All right.
Nice.
They used to call it Philadelphia,
Why?
and because he was the king of Philadelphia, Bill Cosby. but then he
Can't
fucked
say
up.
anymore.
Yeah,
What's true about me? I don't know.
that's all right. We can move it. We'll,
Okay,
we'll,
move
we'll wrap
on,
up
yeah.
with this one. What do you think everyone should try once?
Heroin.
Have you tried it once?
No,
Just
I'm
once,
gonna
though.
wait until I'm a full senior citizen, and then I'm gonna go in hard.
Mm-hmm.
How hard are we talking?
I'm gonna move to Florida and live in the villages. I have a plan,
Oh,
and
nice.
they drive around on golf carts and they do all kinds of drugs, and there's
Really?
STDs floating around. They're just fucking,
Oh, that sounds like fun.
and they're over 65 plus, I believe.
Mm.
I think it's 65.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
But you have to get on a waiting list, so I should probably put my name in.
Yeah.
I think that everybody should try to travel abroad, any country that they want, solo, at least one time.
Solo.
Yeah, I think that solo
Interesting.
travel is really fun. It sounds scary, but I love to do it.
Sounds lonely, but
No, I've done it.
but if you travel with people, then you're annoyed with people. So I get it.
I am, whenever I travel solo, wherever you go, you're always meeting other solo travelers. Every country that I've been to, there's like the backpacker trail of everyone like bouncing around to these interesting like little towns and hostels.
Mm-hmm.
And you're, before you even like get to the next place, you're at some bar and there's like 3 people also traveling solo and you just buddy up with them. And I think it's a really fun pace to move at. You're not reliant on like your dumb friends to be like, what are we doing today? And I
Boys
always
can't
appreciate-
travel like that.
All right,
that
Yeah.
don't
I've
start
met-
with me,
No, listen,
motherfucker.
all right, listen. I know that there's obviously certain things that you have to worry about that I don't.
Not me particularly, but most women. Yeah, I know how to fight.
Without question, females have to worry about
Yeah.
certain things that men don't. However, I think it's a very American thing to think that like this is a barrier because I've met just as many, if not more, female solo travelers than male.
hmm Did they
You're-
ever make it to their destination?
Yeah.
Have you watched a documentary about that?
Yes, I have.
We'll go ahead and wrap it there. If you guys want to let everyone know where they can find you.
EJ Kerrigan or Eddie, whatever you want to call me.
You can find me at MaxMeisel86 on Instagram, and I have my monthly comedy party called Backdoor Comedy, and it's once a month in Venice.
Perfect. Sweet.
I-
Thank you guys. Go
I
ahead.
did think of something that people wouldn't believe.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm a big Rams fan.
I don't believe that.
100%. Eric Dickerson. Old
Right on.
school. All right.
Perfect. We'll end on that. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.